So if you want to get the body that you've always thought was impossible because it just seems too hard, I'm living proof that you can do this and it's way easier than you think. So I want to give you a 5-step fat loss guide that's going to be super easy to implement. And the cool part is you don't really have to think about it that much. And better yet, you don't even have to be tracking what you're eating. So the first step of this is super simple. All I want you to do is simply write down your goal. Write down what it is you want to do. If you want to lose 40 pounds, write that down with a particular time frame attached to it. This is just for you. The date doesn't matter. It could be 40 pounds, it could be less, it could be more. It doesn't really matter. Whatever your goal is, physically write that down because studies have shown over and over again, you are 40% more likely to accomplish that goal if you've written it down somewhere. Put it on a sticky note, stick it in your car, stick it on a mirror, somewhere in your house, put it on your phone. That way you've got that driving force of what you're trying to achieve. Now again, the time frame does not matter. Make it something realistic, but whether or not you meet it is beside the point. This is simply just to physically write down and use a brain hack that's going to allow you to actually achieve this quicker. Now the second step is no, not anything you're eating, not any working out that you're doing, no exercising. All I want you to do is simply try to get good sleep. This is a really natural way to easily start losing weight because sleep plays a major role. I mean, a lot of people will equate getting really good sleep to the effects that steroids have. Now, I'm not equating the two, but the sentiment behind it is reality here, that when you focus on getting good sleep, and I'm telling you, sleep at least, try to get at least 7 to 9 hours. Now, I know who I'm talking to, and for you parents out there, I know it's hard. I've got 4 kids. Sleep is really hard to come by, especially when they're young right now, so a lot of them are getting up in the middle of the night. But I've made some incredible progress on fairly little sleep, and that's because I didn't know any better at the time, so you're gonna be way ahead of the game here. So your goal is just to focus on getting that good quality sleep, and even when it's not as long as you want it to be, make it the best quality you can. Have a bedtime routine, keep it dark, keep it cool, those are the big ones. And I'll link some more videos down below on strategies to help make this easier. So the third step is no, not food. We're not talking about food yet. All it is I don't want you to exercise. No exercising for you. But what I do want you to do is once a week, do a full body workout. This could be something as simple as 15 minutes, but you're gonna resistance train. Resistance training in building muscle, there's a lot of bird activity going on in here. Oh my goodness. I want you to start resistance training. I don't want you to exercise. I don't want you to go for a run. I don't want you to be just trying to burn calories. What I want you to be doing is starting very small. This has to be easy to do. Once a week, do a full body resistance training program. That could be body weight bands with dumbbells, barbell, it doesn't even matter. Your goal here is to progressively overload your body. Muscle is going to be the way out of this situation, and it's going to give you weight loss and the longevity that's going to help you to maintain that. Now, if you can do more, great. Find the amount that is enjoyable to you. This could be a few minutes each day, something that you don't have to think too much about and is going to be the fuel for the fire, which is this weight loss that we're trying to get. So now, step 4. Okay, healthy weight loss looks like losing about 0.5% to 1.5% of your body weight. So if you're a 200-pound person, that's losing anywhere from 1 to 3 pounds a week. That's a healthy, sustainable weight loss. Now, for someone who's overweight, really overweight, in the beginning, you could be losing potentially a little more than that, and that's probably okay. But on average, that's about the healthy weight loss that you're gonna be looking for. So how do you actually just eat intuitively to be able to make that happen? Well, the first way that it happens is by not cutting anything out. I don't want you to cut things out. What I instead want you to do is I want you to start including things. I want you to start focusing on protein, including more protein. I want you to start including more whole foods. Whole foods are going to be super satiating, give you all the macro and micronutrients that your body's gonna need during this process. And so as you start eating these things, you're gonna find yourself feeling more full, and what you're naturally gonna start to do is eat a little bit less. And it's going to allow your body to then utilize fat stores in order to use them for energy. So an easy way to do this is just make it a goal to have like 3 fruits and 3 vegetables throughout the day. Another one is just drinking 4 to 6 bottles of water. Now, that can vary, it doesn't really matter. Just keep water with you. That's the simplest way to do this. Always have water, always be drinking, always be drinking. Always be drinking water, because a lot of times our bodies will send us a signal to eat when we're actually dehydrated. So the more you can focus on the water, the more you're gonna be thinking less about food. And your body just needs water. You're gonna need water for energy levels. Sometimes people will get headaches if they're dehydrated, and it's also gonna fuel that little bit of resistance training that you're doing. Now, you're trying to do this without thinking about it, so I'm not concerned about you jumping on the scale, but I would imagine you're probably gonna want to step on the scale at some points. Now that's fine. What you can do is just kind of keep tabs on the scale. If you really struggle with the scale, I want you to throw it away. I don't even want you to think about it. But I want you to focus less on the scale going down and more so on how you sleep, how you're training, how you feel, your energy levels, how your clothes are fitting. Those are gonna be far better indicators of the changes that are happening than the number on the scale. Because what you do need to remember is the scale might not change. At certain points, the scale might stay the same. And that's exactly where I want you, because you're going to be adding muscle during this process. And I know, do you know the old adage, muscle weighs more than fat? But it's true. Muscle is incredibly dense and it weighs more, but it's smaller than fat. So a lot of times you'll be losing fat and adding muscle at the same time, which causes your weight to level out. Remember, the scale is one indicator. But if you're getting stronger during this process, then I promise you, you're doing this right. Now, step 5 is I just want you to be patient and consistent. The most annoying words you could probably hear, but genuinely, this process, fat loss can happen relatively quickly, but you still gotta be consistent with it and sustain over time. So when you find a method like this where you don't have to think too much about it, you can sustain this for a long amount of time and see the results that you want. It just comes down to doing these simple things over and over again, and it's just gonna become a part of your life. It's just gonna be something natural that you do. And I want you thinking less, again, about the scale and more about your body composition, the amount of muscle compared to the amount of fat. Now, I can predict that most people are going to start this, but very quickly are gonna find that they're not getting the results that they want because of this right up over here. So watch this video to actually prevent that from ever happening. And as always, go get strong, but first just go give your kids a hug, because I think family matters more, and I will see you over there on the next video.